Okay. Is that everybody? Are we live? Are we doing the thing again? I don't know why I find that so funny every time. Okay. There we go. Hello everybody. Happy Monday. I'm just gonna warm up this light. Oh, God, that is. There we go. A little bit softer, a little bit warmer. And I want to do one of these lights. Set that sucker to blue because it's a little too warm. You know what I mean? Who's here? Do we have anyone here? Am I just talking to myself? Stream settings. Viewer activity. There's nobody here. Nobody at all. That's crazy. Oh, my Wi-Fi's off. I suppose I did just teleport online. Is Discord working? Hello, hello. Wieners. Indeed. How's it going? There we go. That's a little nice. Okay, and I'm just gonna shift this. So for next stream and my future videos, I have purchased a little teleprompter that I can put on. Here, let's shift me a little like that. There we go. I've purchased a teleprompter that I can hook up to my computer as a second monitor. I've got this little thing that sits under my monitor currently. It's like one of these horizontal fellas. But this I think will be much better because it'll sit like right under the camera and I can see comments from chat while I'm sort of looking at the camera, so I don't have to keep looking away. I think that will be a significant improvement. It also will help a lot with videos because I am sort of getting used to uh, you actually writing scripts. I've never written any scripts for my things. Yo, I just got my minis forum N5 NAS for home labbing. Oh, hell yeah. That sounds awesome. What are you planning on hosting? Ah, there we go. What's the use case? I mean, you've got a NAS, so you can actually do a lot of storage, which is exciting. Sorry, I need to make sure I eat this granola bar. I just came back from a little run and I was really starting to feel the tired toward the end of it. So I need to make sure I get some food in me before I collapse on stream. That wouldn't be awesome. So I apologize, especially if people hate this chewing sounds. I will try to, you know, not do that. Hmm. So today we're gonna be exploring more Zimaboard stuff. I actually forget what was the IP address of our Zimaboard. Huh. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to spin that up and take a look. Also, I don't remember which monitor we're using. That's break. Test bench. Oh, sweet. Well, that's already hooked up. So our IP for the Zima board is, where is this? 3.7. Okay, sweet. Hmm. SSH is disabled by default. I didn't know that. Actually, we sort of just barely got it running by the end of last stream. Sub accounts. So today we're just sort of exploring a little bit further into the Zima board. I want to show off some like the mobile application as well. See how that goes, because it's already doing some fun things. So she didn't think this through. Hello, not me needing to turn off on internet to have chat. I have that problem all the time. It's so silly because like to run my own YouTube channel, I have to turn off undistracted and on internet and stuff, which is just hilarious. But at the same time, it makes sense because one of my biggest draws, one of my biggest attention draws, is looking at YouTube analytics whenever I post a video. That I find really difficult to get myself to stop doing. So makes sense. But yeah, this is actually something I've been thinking about for the cohorts. So I want to add a video component to most of the interventions, right? Sort of explaining the rationale, some of the science, and then like how to actually engage with the specific intervention. So by that I mean we got some feedback that like mental contrasting is kind of a difficult thing to do, right? Like people don't really know how to engage with it in a way that's like really meaningful for them. So I figure adding little like video components would be nice at the start of every intervention. Also spreading them out. For those of you, I don't know how many of you are doing the digital declutter cohorts right now, but if you are, yeah. So I wanted to add these videos as like embeds, right? But of course, one of the major things in the digital declutter is adding like YouTube blockers and things like that. So I think we'll embed them from like Vimeo or some other platform because there's no way we have the compute infrastructure to host video streaming, right? All of a sudden, our infrastructure costs would skyrocket, which is not viable for a number of reasons. So we're going to have to come up with an alternative, which is really funny. Mm. Once my server can connect to the internet, I think I'll replace host with Zima. Okay, this is one of the things I really like about Zima, and we're going to explore it today. They have like a peer-to-peer thing set up. So basically when I do home labbing like with a Docker Compose setup, usually what I do is I use Tailscale so that I don't have to expose anything to the internet. Because frankly, I do not trust myself to set up firewalls and things appropriately so that I'm for sure confident that I won't get hacked if I leave my ports open. So I just use Tailscale, but apparently Zima OS has some like built-in some sort of equivalent. I don't really know the technology behind it, but if it makes it so that I can really, really easily access all my services on Zima, I'm going to be doing that. That sounds awesome. Jordan says, are Zima boards actually good hardware, and do you have to run Zima OS on it? Good question. So, I mean, I've been fairly impressed. So here, let's do a little sort of comparison. First off, no, you don't have to use Zima OS on a Zima board. Hey, Dad. I've seen many reviews of Zima boards, and they're all very good. Yeah, I've been fairly impressed. So, like, if we look at this Zimaboard 2, let's take a look at this. We'll just go to order now, so we can check. This thing, its specs are first. One of the things that's really cool about it is how like they've got this like very hacker mindset around the peripherals and things like that. So you can do cool things like make clusters of them. I think that's just cool. So they have a lot of these little like add-ons. Oops. That I find quite fun. Oh, hey. Where's the actual specs? It's gotta be here. Here we go. So you're getting the N150, which is a pretty powerful and power efficient processor. I've been recommending N100 mini PCs for a long time now. The N150 is sort of a bumped up version of that. It just like absolutely sips power, which is perfect for a home lab because you want to be running these things all day, every day, right? You don't want to be powering off your thing because you want to run Home Assistant and things like that. So N150, that's pretty impressive. You got 8 gigs or 16 gigs of low power RAM. This is great. They've got onboard storage, which is just enough for their like an operating system. So the expectation is you're probably going to plug in some hard drives into this thing. So that makes sense to me. 2.5 gigabit Ethernet LAN ports. I like 2.5. I think it would, I haven't seen hardware at this price range with 10. So this is right in line with what I would expect. The PCI 3.0 slot, it's kind of awesome. What this allows you to do is actually plug in a GPU. Now you would need, I think, an external power supply to do that, but you could plug in a GPU and do LLM stuff on one of these Zima boards, which is really exciting. And then you can do, like, unsurprisingly, you can do all sorts of like, what's the word I'm looking, virtual machine stuff. So the way I think about this is not as compared to a mini PC. So 1 second. So I don't think about them as compared to like your standard kind of mini PC like this. This is chewy. It's got an N100 processor in it. Very similar price range. This comes with a lot of onboard storage, right? So it's got an SSD, 256 or 512 gigabytes or something like that. But this is more designed to be just like a computer, right? The Zimaboard I think of more like it's much more hackery in that it's more like a super powered x86 based Raspberry Pi. You can do a lot more extending on it. It's designed and built both physically so that you can like stack things on it and stack them together to actually build a home lab out of a cluster of Zimaboards, much like you might with a bunch of Raspberry Pis. Whereas these mini PCs are more designed to just like, well, they are what they are, and you better have like a separate NAS or something like this. So I think in that way, I like the Zima boards as like a super powered Raspberry Pi with a lot of sort of hacking built into it, into the design of it. So that I've been liking. As for operating systems, yeah, you can chuck whatever the heck you want on it. I'm exploring Zemo OS because it has a lot of affordances that I find really interesting. But yeah, throw Debian on it, throw Proxmox on it, throw whatever you want. Should be fun. I use Tailscale for most of my utilities. File transfers below due to the data limit, though. Ooh, okay, that's really good to know. We know of any utilities to access a NAS with faster transfer speeds remotely. I'm not sure. That would be a good question. There's some folks in the chat that generally have answers for that. Um, I will take a look. I will take a look. I haven't faced that limitation yet. Hmm. What else we got? Speaking of Docker Compose, there's a section that allows for replication and deployment strategies, which is all built in. It's insane. Yes, exactly. Really excited about that. They really do, like, Zima OS is really quite impressive. I've been really happy, and I'm super looking forward to exploring it some more today. Um, oh, just as heads up, if you do plan on getting one, we've got, I think in the description of the stream, there's a link. There's like an affiliate link. So full disclaimer, this is like they gave me the Zima board too, and like some peripherals for free to keep. And they asked if I could make some content. So that's the disclaimer about this, and that's I've got the affiliate code below. But I really like what they're doing. I think it's actually really good stuff. I wouldn't do a collaboration if I didn't believe in it. So I think it's a good choice. I run my Notes app, Image, and Jellyfin just fine with the limit, but raw transfer speeds for big video files below. Interesting. What's your Notes app, if you don't mind me asking? Hmm. Okay. While we're at it, we're gonna switch over here. Where's my thingy? There we go. We're gonna take live stream, throw that over there. Boom. And we're over here. So expansive. It is. That is one of the things. It is a little bit more expensive. Oh, okay. Were you recommending memos a couple streams ago? Because I was quite impressed with it. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I am ravenously hungry and just trying to survive stream right now. Okay. And just as a quick check, did our Discord notification go? Indeed, it did. Okay, we're all set. Yeah, no, the indexing of it was really interesting. You actually inspired me to finally get back to using some note taking. It's okay. This granola bar will get me through. and then we'll go have myself a nice meal. But yeah, you actually inspired me to finally start taking proper notes again because I have been not taking notes for a long time. I'm trying out any type, which feels like a data privacy conscious Notion alternative. I've been in the past like a big Notion fan. I used it a lot, and honestly, I miss it frequently. But the fact that like export to Markdown doesn't work very well and a bunch of stuff like that, and you've probably all seen my video on it, I couldn't in good conscience use it. But this is pretty good. Not quite as powerful, but again, the fact that it's like local first with this really cool peer-to-peer syncing feature, and you can also set up chats in it, has been awesome. So I've been using this, and I've been using it to write scripts and stuff. Oh, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. How do I pronounce your name? Ali Elizalfa? I'm not sure, but thank you very much. That's really, really generous of you. Hey, Plus, how's it going? If you want to, oh, okay, thank God for Plus, because I was like, if anyone's gonna have an answer for this, it's gonna be Plus. Thank you. So, if you want a VPN without open ports, no costs or complicated setup, MikroTik routers and switches come with BTH VPN, basically WireGuard one-click setup. Wow. MikroTik routers. Have we looked into those? I think Sarah was recommending them, right? Yes, I recognize these now. Okay. Yeah, these were wicked. I still need to set up my OpenSense router. Oof. Oh, there's just been so much work to do. Okay. So anyways, there's some Zima stuff. What do I want to do today? Well, I guess there's so many things I can do. Let's make a little list. And actually, we'll do it in my new little note taking thing. I still use my Vim Markdown setup for kind of like my home lab based notes, but for content, I'm doing this. So let's do a little. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Let's go ahead. Let's go objects, and we're going to create a new type, stream. Streams. And so today, what are we doing right now? WireGuard is the fastest it gets, and Tailscale is built on WireGuard. Yeah, that checks out. Tried out Notion, but for me, it felt like I was handed a machine gun. I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. There are a lot of features, and honestly, one of my big problems with Notion was I really like messing around with data and data organization, and making it pretty and all of that. And so I found myself playing with my quote unquote productivity tool more than I was productive. And that's not what you want. I was like optimizing it instead of like just creating things. So this is our Zimaboard 2 stream, um, part 2. And so what do we want to address today? I'm interested in things like, oops, ZVM. Sorry, they're ZVM testing Home Assistant as a VM. So I want to know what that's like. Remote access via the app. So like mobile app testing. So I've got the app installed on my iPhone, and so we'll explore that a little bit. Should be fun. What I'll do to test the remote access is I'll just like switch off Wi-Fi and go to use my data, and then that so they're on separate networks. Should be fun. How can you manage notes in different locations and formats? Um, I don't know. I mean, so for this, oh, that's something I'm trying to get away from as a chronic scraps of paper note taker. Okay. So there's a couple of ways. There's depending on how like Linux first or like CLI terminal first you want to be. I have my DB, which is the set of markdown files that I access and use primarily through Vim. I then use sync thing to sync them across devices, but that doesn't work if you want your mobile device to really read notes. However, you could use Obsidian for that. So that's one thing. I'm testing out AnyType, which syncs across my devices, no problem. And this has already been really fruitful. I've been testing out like a new way of doing my content creation, like scripts and stuff. Basically, I use voice memos and I just yap into the microphone for like 20 minutes or so about an idea. And then I take that transcript, I feed it into like ChatGPT or something to get it to summarize it for me, just so I can see like without all my ums and ahs and ramblings, like what are the main bullet points that I actually talked about in this? And I take that and I rearrange it to like form an argument that I like, and then I yap again into voice memos and I grab that transcript and then I ask ChatGPT remove ums and ahs, and that tends to be really close to my actual finished transcript. It's been really cool. Oh, okay. So I'm not the only one trying out AnyType. Yeah, it seems interesting. I like it so far. It's not as powerful as Notion, but maybe that's a good thing. Um, okay. So where were we? Oh yes, these are my year goals. Did not mean to show that on stream, but here we are. Do we have, where did my streams go? Objects, streams, Zimaboard. Okay. Good. I'm glad it's useful. Yeah, Obsidian with sync thing is pretty good. Um, okay, so yes, I want to try out remote access. Um, File management. Oh, you know what I want to try? Backing up my mobile device to Zima. You know, how easy is this? I've heard it's really like their docs say it's really easy, so I'm kind of excited that I might switch because I just don't have the Vim markdown skills. Yeah, that's fair. I honestly do that setup because using Vim is fun for me, right? I would not tell somebody like, "Hey, you should because it's optimal use Vim and Markdown." I'm like, "Nah, I do this because it's fun." I say things like, "Oh, but you can just back it up to Git," and like the fact that it's just plain text means it's super portable. But at the same time, I do not back it up to Git, and I have never like I don't know. I lost a bunch of my notes in Notion when I was using Notion because I don't have that anymore, and I don't miss any of those notes, right? So I don't know how much I care about hoarding my old notes. Um, so, anyways, that's just ramblings. AnyType, pretty nice, pretty nice. Yes, I would like to try this. And then just maybe like, well, we've already seen how quick and easy it is to install things. Um, Nextcloud required Nextcloud, their version was using SQLite. I don't know what the affordances of that are, so we'll see. But let's just start. Let's just start with this. Let's start ZVM. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we can install, we can download an OS image to Zima OS files, or we can link an OS image from by URL. That's kind of cool. Um, Now, if I remember correctly, Home Assistant OS comes with like is sort of a little bit weird to install. I don't remember why. Yes, it's a QCow image. I wonder if this will work. If that just works, that would be really, really cool. If it doesn't, I'm not too surprised because I remember having to do a little bit of fiddling first to get Home Assistant OS to install, but I'm not sure. Vim seems like it'd be super useful, especially since I have carpal tunnel, but using something I'm not familiar with as my main note taking is a little too much for now. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah, if you have carpal tunnel, don't switch to Emacs. That's for sure. From what I've heard. Um, yeah, I like I don't know. I've been using Vim for a long time, and it is a lot of fun. Hey, Michael, how's it going? We are testing out Zima OS. And it looks like maybe it's, yeah, maybe it's not having a great time with this. Vert Manager. What did we have to do install last, or what did we have to do last time? Last time we set this up. Download the QCOW image above and decompress it. Extract all in Windows. Store the image in the ISO share on your server. How's it doing? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to let it keep chugging. But, so what do we have to do? Import existing disk image, the path to the QCOW2. Vim's grammar in and of itself feels like a work of literal genius, but it's extremely unintuitive at first. Yes, I agree with that. What are you doing exactly? Good question. So we're testing out Zima OS, which is a NAS slash self-hosting operating system on the Zimaboard 2. And basically, I've got this. I started up. I did a bunch of configuration in the previous stream, and now we're exploring some of its features. Last time was HAOS on Proxmox. As far as I remember, we simply imported the disk image. Okay, let's cancel this. So oh, it does support QCOW. So maybe the download was just slow, and I canceled it pointlessly. Okay, so then what we'll do is I'll just go here, downloads ISO. Oh yeah, I just didn't give it long enough to download. Okay, and that's kind of nice actually. So it just immediately, it handles that download for you. I should have just given it longer. Okay, let's do that again then. Boom. Yeah, so my hope with Zima is to sort of demonstrate how you can kind of replace like a huge chunk of your home lab with the Zimaboard. I think it's doable, right? Like especially if your needs are small. So I don't have my top-down camera set up currently, but I'll set it up another stream. Basically, I've got my here, I'll oh, hey, look at that. Okay, we'll sort this out first. Yeah, I just needed to give it more time. Let's give this 16. CPU cores, just the one. Memory. Plus, how much did you recommend again for your Home Assistant setup? I don't I think I was super overkill. I think we're just gonna do this. Network type, not sure that works. Is NAT gonna work? Probably. But I like this interface. This is nice and simple. Let's give it a oh, no support source file. Ah, because it's I need yeah, that makes sense. I need to go in and unzip it. So if we go here, yes. Can I extract? Oh, that would have been real nice, but it seems I can't. So I'm gonna have to enable SSH and go in here. So if we go general, I know there's a way to do it. Oh, let's turn off newsfeed. I always turn off news feeds because I find them I can't stand being I can't stand feeds. Storage network, remote access. How do I turn on SSH? Well, luckily, I know oh, let's do this. I know that they showed me how. 2 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, 20. Okay, cool. Do you think I can get away with 1? Like probably, right? I'm gonna put this up here. The SSH server, please enable it through the web UI by accessing the above address. Enable root login over SSH. You need to set the root password. Alt F2, execute password. Okay, yeah. Please enable it through the web UI. Okay, well, we're in the web UI. So the question is, where? Cool. Oh, disk standby. That's nice. Reset. Oh, cool that they've got like a hard reset. Ah, developer mode. Okay, cool. So SSH is under developer mode. HTTPS as well. Oh, they've got a web-based terminal. Well, that's nice. Samba service. What is Zima AI search? All right, we'll take a look at that maybe. Let's do nice to haves. Zima AI search. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Okay, what do we got? It does seem like a waste to do all the CLI work just to end up with feeds, right? For starters, sure, hardware needs grow with all the add-ons and nice things you'll use after a while. Right, okay. Okay, so we're gonna stick with this for now. Let's go ahead and open the terminal. This is nice. Using the Zima OS system account. I don't know what that is. Let's search that up. Zima OS SSH system account. I'm guessing there's like a default user and password. Additionally, you can log in. Oh, wait, didn't I? I'm guessing this is, I have an account, right? Like I am, yes, I am Nathan. Cool. So then I can probably just do this. Tight. Love that. Awesome. Okay. So now if I go into downloads, see the ISO. Um, what is this? I think I, what's the right way to do that again? TLDR. It's not unzip, tar. This is not a tar file. This is an XZ file. Tar dot. I forget the onion thing. So it's gzipped. Ah, okay. So I think it's gunzip. Oh, do I not have? I think that's right, right? Gzip compressed. No. TLDR gunzip. Gzip decompressed. This is an alias of gzip decompressed. Okay, great. There we go. I remember. Unknown suffix. Ignored. Huh? Thoughts? Maybe I can just use tar? Nothing much. Got my RX 9060 XT installed and everything is working now. Hell yeah. Congratulations on the new hardware. How's it going so far? File format not recognized. What? Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I think I've got this file already in my downloads somewhere. And we can just grab it. Home? Oh, HAOS? We don't have it. Okay, I will download this, do the thing on my machine, and then upload it. And then we will be chilling. Okay, so let's use things that are more portable and not aliased so that I don't forget things. Also, why not just use tar? Right? It's just XF, or is it Z? XF, yeah. It's just X for extract, right? Good. Had a game session with a friend earlier on Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies, played a Family Guy map, and finished in an hour. Nice. Hello? It's there. Am I misreading? What is happening? Why can't I extract this damn XZ file? Am I dumb? Should we be seeing something? Oh, where are we right? Oh, sorry guys. I've been on the wrong screen this whole time. I've been typing things. I thought I could use tar or gzip for this. Oh. Huh. Sent up. Thank you, Lo-Fi Turtle, for pointing that out. XZ? Okay. Well, that's embarrassing. But you know what? I try to reappraise these things. Every time I I'm embarrassed by my lack of knowledge. Well, now I don't even have to do that over here. I can probably just do that over here, can't I? C decompress HAOS. Boom. File format not recognized. Okay then. Okay then. Let's go ahead and move to trash. And we're going to go over here and we're going to grab what we just got. H. Right? That's so silly. Okay. Okay. Good job, team. We managed to decompress a file. I'm definitely really good at this. Okay, this will work. Let's just call it HAOS because if it updates, you know, we're going to give this 20 gigabytes. Put this over here. And then we're going to give it 2048, a single core, and we're going to see what that does. Okay, you should all be able to see now, right? How long is the delay right now? Okay. Also, hi, I'm frustrated at computers and it seems like I'm in good company. Oh, yes. You've got the right place. Okay, great. So there's Home Assistant. Um, right, but I did a silly thing. What did I do? I did NAT. So I don't think I'll be able to access this from the rest of my network, right? That's probably not going to work. Home Assistant URL. Um, because of how I've done this, which is not a big deal. Like if I try this, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. And if I try what the heck? Interesting. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense to me. So then instead what we should do, so let's see. We can force power off, we can pause, we can force reset. What else can we do with this? Okay, we're gonna do, can I just, whoa, whoa. Hello? Okay. Oh, Okay. I have an extension that does like Vim key bindings for the browser, and it's kicking in right now. So we're just going to go force power off. Are you sure? Yes, because it doesn't matter very much. And then can I adjust its stuff? Can I go instead bridge ETH0? Which one am I currently using? Yes. Okay, we're currently on ETH0, so we're going to switch that up. That we might need to spin up a new VM because maybe there's a bunch of configuration that happens. Um, so we'll see. That's not a big deal. Should be on the same IP as the Zimaboard since you use NAT, right? That's what I thought. But it ended up with its own little IP address. So maybe we needed to use Bridge. So we're going to give Bridge a shot. Okay, this is what we were hoping for. So yes, the answer was Bridge. Um, so now I've got 111.41. And then what's my... Okay, I'm gonna pop this off to a different screen just in case. Because last time I did this, I kind of doxed myself. Or Home Assistant exposes so much stuff all at once. Like it is so good at being Home Assistant and detecting all of your things um, that it caught me off guard when we did this the first time. Okay, the site can't be reached. Hmm, interesting. Oh, there we go. Just needed to give it a port. Anybody know if I'll break my existing Home Assistant by spinning up a new Home Assistant? Okay, let me just make sure my map is turned off. Okay, cool. So yeah, Home Assistant running pretty swell. I'm not gonna like find my stuff, like my specific hardware. Oh, actually, I don't have a Zigbee controller in there, so there's no point. But you could pretty easily plug in a Zigbee controller here and probably be off to the races. I guess the question would be, does Zima OS have a nice way to do like USB pass through? So I would need to like open this up. Oh, no, that's nice. Pause, add VM, tab, toggle win. Okay. You can do that with the different port, like you would multiply game servers on one machine. Okay. Light, medium, or dark roast? For coffee? I'm a light roast person. Though I'm not a light roast elitist. If you give me a really nice dark roast, I'm in. I'm happy I got my light on in my room. Otherwise, I will be flashbanged every few seconds. Yeah, sorry about that. Ugh. So let's take a look if we can do like USB pass through with ZVM. Zima USB pass through. Ah, what the heck? You can add a GUI you can add a GUI configuration to the USB for the USB if it is a function that all VM now have. I also can't find any guide. Dans le même cas, merci par avance de l'intérêt que vous montrez notre demande. Okay, yeah. Here's a guide who I managed to pass through. Okay, so looks like there's no current UI for this, but of course you could do it through the terminal. I succeeded thanks to your guidance. I hope that in the future we can have graphical interface. Okay, so it looks like this is an open issue. So if you wanted to do Home Assistant things with Zigbee, you would probably need to do USB pass-through. And so you would need this. Boom. Paste this link. So we're just going to keep a note on that because that's actually quite nice to know. Because I would like to be able to recommend Zima OS. I think it's going to be the kind of thing that I can say, hey, like this will do a lot of really cool stuff. Hello, how's it going? But when people face this and they're like, oh, hey, how do I handle Home Assistant stuff? I will be able to say, well, if you want to do the pass-through, you'll have to go over here, and hopefully we can get some cool stuff. Like, I mean, hopefully the Zima team will be excited about that. Cool. Okay, so Home Assistant works really well as far as we can tell for now via ZVM. I like their virtual machine management. They definitely need USB pass-through as like a GUI feature. Although, I mean, I admit that is somewhat advanced, but given that the goal of this is to help people self-host really easily, it would make sense to me that self-hosting Home Assistant is going to be one of those things that everybody does, right? It's like going to be super common. So, you know, wait, is Nextcloud still running? Okay, cool. So I also want to point out, right, like we've got Home Assistant running in a virtual machine, and we still have a lot of juice going. So that's quite nice. Okay, remote access via the mobile app. Let me just make sure. Yes, so you're all still seeing me. So now would be the perfect time for my desk cam. Came across your channel this morning. Love what you're doing. Oh, thank you so much. Which, out of curiosity, which video brought you in? I'm gonna take a second here to set up the desk cam for my phone. So bear with me. Can I do this? I forget how this works. Is this too chunky? Might be. Okay, might not be able to set up desk cam. What would be the easiest way to show this off then? Because, okay, if I do face view, right, then I can raise this for a bit. It's only this low. I recently got a teleprompter. By recently, I mean like last week. Okay, is that troublesome? It's a little high. Let's see if I can get it just. That'll do. That'll do. So we'll get just enough room for this. Perfect. Sorry. Uh, this is such a terrible view. I apologize. I'm almost done. Okay. What do we got? Likely a lot of others entry point the attention economy self-hosting video. Yes, makes sense. So, um, I've had like such a variety of people show up because of that video. I'm curious, are you more on like the self-hosting side, more on the digital sort of decluttering side of things? What is your primary interest if you have one? Uh, okay. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so now this should work again. If I go test bench. Yes. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So let's take a look at Zima OS. Cool. So I've got the Zima client, and we can see it immediately picks it up, which is really, like, that is something. So I can log in, and I'm just gonna hide my password from you all. And it just logs in. Okay. So shows me CPU and storage. First, is there a way to do dark mode? What's this? Ooh, okay, backups. So let's do allow full access. So it immediately picked up my photos and things. Sorry, I know that's not great. I don't have, do I have a light that can make this a little less harsh? Oh, there we go. It's not what I would call optimal, but it does the trick. Do. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. I'm a professional, baby. Okay. So, oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. So I can see my files and things. Sweet. I can see apps. Does this open up into Safari? We'll test that later because I haven't configured Nextcloud, but I would love to do. I'm just going to pull this off screen just in case I have weird photos I don't want everybody to be seeing. Favorites? I don't know what my favorite. Okay, so this actually gets like everything on my device. This is awesome. So I can select by albums. Okay. So I'm just going to go through and make sure I'm picking a safe photo album, you know? Don't want to be shocking anybody. In the meantime, take a look at my Zimaboard. Check this thing out. Isn't it awesome? And it mounts beautifully on this little like double hard drive rack, right? And it's like, look at it's the, and I got little hands. This thing rocks. Okay. Let's see, all of the above, really. I've been looking to rebuild my connection to the media I consume and have been a nerd about self-hosting and whatnot. Nice. By the way, I tried to use your code when buying a Zimaboard, but it didn't work. Ah, well then I will let the gang know and see what's up with that. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, let me see. What is my... So I have a couple of favorites. Okay, my favorite photos are awesome. This should be fine. Okay, so let's flop that back over, get this back over here, and get back down to business. Oh, this week, by the way, I'm finally making the video on why I'm over here, on how I make my smartphone dumb. So that's exciting. So we're gonna take my favorites and go done. So my favorites have been selected. Let's go zoom in a little further. Boom. My favorite photos have been selected. I'm gonna go here, Z Store, which is the two hard drives I've configured. So under Media Z Store. So I'm gonna go through and actually set up a little bit first. So let's go here and go Files. Under Z Store, we don't have anything yet. So we're gonna create a new folder, and we're just gonna call this, I don't know, Photos? Sure. So now Photos exists. How quickly does this update? Immediately. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. This isn't okay. This is really good. Really cool. I snapped a broken screen laptop from Marketplace this weekend. 16 cores, 16 gigs for 120 bucks, running Zima OS right now. Really? That's fantastic. I love that. Did you hear Siri will be Gemini in the next update? I did not. Okay, I gotta like really speed up my transition off of Siri then. That's a big deal to me. Part of me is really glad that Siri will be less dumb, but still. Any tips for a good Docker containers to deal with noisy neighbors? That file system is really cool, right? I'm very impressed right now. Okay, so photos, select the current folder, and then I can go start backup. Are you serious? Is that just done? Files. So if I go ZStore, photos, they're just there. They're just there. By the way, Zima OS is a fully colored application. By the way, I just my phone is black and white. Holy cannoli! This rocks. Okay. Um, I'm currently just very impressed. Okay. That was awesome. Like, okay, so just as a quick aside, let's do face cam. Okay, it's not too high up. It doesn't look ridiculous. So one of my main goals here is to make it really easy for not just myself but my girlfriend to back up her data without having to deal with cloud shit, right? So she's like trying to get her data off of like various applications like Snapchat and whatnot, right? And she wants all of her photos backed up because, like, obviously, right? Um, but what am I gonna what am I gonna do? Like grab the photo? Like iOS makes it hard to get files off of a phone in the first place, right? Like you plug in you plug it in via the freaking Lightning port, and if you're lucky enough to have a modern iPhone, you finally get USB-C, but it's like nerfed USB-C, so it's not as good. And then it kind of like sucks at file management and it kind of doesn't want you really to be grabbing your photos and stuff, and it makes that really clear that you should just use iCloud. And it's frustrating and annoying. This was incredible though. Like it would be super easy to just periodically grab her photos with the Zima client back up anytime she comes home. And she wouldn't have to think about it and I wouldn't have to think about it and we would have backups. This is right? Right? We all saw your unlock pattern. You got to change it now. Fair enough. If Zima OXS existed when I built my NAS, I'd use that. I'd use it. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. This is really something. Did you hear that Snapchat is charging for photo storage now? That's what prompted. That's what prompted us to start thinking about this because they're like, hey, you're out of Snapchat storage. You're gonna need to pay like $10 a month for more storage. And she was like, that's ass. I'm not doing that. Personally, use Nextcloud to back up my photos. Works great. Could it schedule backups? Yes, I'm pretty sure it can. So let's actually get back to that. I have also been really interested in Nextcloud. The thing is, I don't use Office products very much. Like I'm not an Office user, um, so I haven't leaned towards that. You all saw my code. It doesn't matter. Um, what was I saying? Yes, I haven't felt the need because I don't really use like Word and things like that. So I'm not sure yet. I also I had Open Office or something like that reach out to me, and I kind of want to work with them. Not to say that I would not look at Nextcloud because I'm working with them, but you know. Okay, what does remote check do? I don't know what that did. Okay, so I don't know how scheduling backups works. So it's doing this. What does remote check do? Maybe let me take a photo and see what happens. So if so this is my favorites album, so we'll just favorite another picture and take it from there. Okay, so there's favorite memories and then there's favorites, and I don't know what the heck the difference is. I love I love confusing shit. All right, we'll just favorite this photo of me from my graduation. Okay, so um, so I do the remote check. So it notices that there is a file that is not backed up immediately. Really cool. Um, there's another Office suite that honestly looked really, really good. Um, that I want to work with. It's not LibreOffice. It's another one. What's it called? Open source Office suites. It's not Libra. It's one that like aesthetically was really impressive, which was a big deal for me because a lot of like these Libra free Office, only Office. It was only Office. They reached out to me, and I kind of left them on red, which was not cool of me. It was Christmas break, so that's my thing. Okay, so remote check I think just checks if you're missing things. Only Office. Yes, that's the one. Uh, yeah. So great question. How granular can you get with the backups? Well, what you can do. So this is really sweet. I can go from, and then I can select anything on my phone, any set of photos on my phone. Um, right. I can set as a separate thing to be backed up with a separate destination. Really, really awesome. I don't know if I can do it. So it says, what is automatic foreground backup? So let's close the app and see. It seems to say like, hey, it'll automatically foreground any backups if they're not running. Yeah. Okay. So it automatically backs up when you do that. Are you kidding me right now? Like, are you seeing how awesome this is? Holy shit. Okay, hold on. So now I want to try. Yes, I'm really impressed with OnlyOffice. I need to reach back out to them. Hopefully, they're still interested in working with me. I think February might be a month focused on self-hosting because this month is going to be a lot of like smartphone stuff. Um, so that would be a good time to run stuff with only. Actually, hold on. While we're here, let's go ahead and do App Store and see. Only Only Office? Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Let's take a look. Yeah, because Only Office looks really good, which is, I mean, like it matters, right? Like it looks like Google Docs or like the Microsoft Office suite. You know, like this looks fine. It looks totally usable. Which cannot be said of LibreOffice, and I mean that with all the respect in the world for the hard work that these people do to create open source software, right? Like I want to be very clear. Every time I talk shit, right? I'm doing so with the acknowledgement that this is hard work that I'm not doing, that I'm not capable of doing, that these people are doing largely for free, and I'm very, very appreciative of that fact, right? So, yeah, LibreOffice's UI is not to my taste. That being said, the fact that it exists and people work on it, pretty freaking sweet. So, um, anyways, can it organize the photos? When I back up with Nextcloud, it sorts it in directories by year and month. Ooh, ooh. I don't know. I don't think so. Not for the raw backup, but I think if you wanted to do specifically photos, that might be a better task for something like Image or Photo Prism. So we can take a look at that in a second. Okay, so here's OnlyOffice. We're going to do some configuration here. Let me make sure the camera is on the right place. Yep. Yeah, open source software is cool, but the people who get into open source are usually all very similar. Indeed, indeed. After GNUmeric plus AbiWord for some time, LibreOffice appears quite modern. But Image doesn't back up files. Is that the case? Oh, I see. Okay. I want the straight files saved in DIRs. I mean, me too. Me too. This is one of the things that's like, I would love if my phone backed up directly to files, right? So we have ZStore files, and then I would love if image used that as an import. If we could have that ferrying across perfectly, that would be the dream. Okay, so what exactly has happened? Only Office Docs Community Edition installed. To edit Office documents and collaborate, integrate only Office Docs into your Sync and Share app. Okay, I actually don't know how to use this. What happens now? Go to admin panel? Okay, now what happens? I think this is a sync server. And I'm frankly too lazy to read this right now. Use admin panel to manage server configuration and monitoring. Ah, okay, so it's not currently running, I think. All right, that's fine. We can explore something else. I will probably end up making my. Wait, okay, what do we got? That's pretty sweet. This is a wonderful middle ground between user-friendly and power user. Yes, it is feeling that way. That's what I'm doing. We've down this road before. Yes, indeed. I mean, most of us have the same like desires for our home lab, right? That's why we're kind of doing this together. Sorry for the flicking. It's a habit of mine that I just start flicking between my things. I'll probably end up making my own Anki clone because it's too ugly and I can't commit to using software I find ugly. You know what? Honestly, fair. Open source is so modular functionally with zero design modularity most of the time. At least let me make it pink. Yes. I think only Office needs a DAV. No idea. No idea. I just clicked install to see what would happen. Okay. What's an easy app that we can install that I don't have to like do a bunch of configuration for, so I can see how this works with my mobile device? What would be like a nice way to do? I think maybe image is a good approach here. Holy cannoli, there's a lot of these. Interesting. Custom install. Oh. Well, that's nice. Get a little bit of extra configuration here. I'm using only Office on multiple Windows PCs and one Kubuntu laptop. Oh, Dad, I didn't know you switched to only Office. Nice. Trillium. That's honestly my favorite part of the Muse score and Friends redesigns. I get to change the color. Right, we've been down. Yes, we've done the image discussion before. So let's play with image. We're going to continue that in the background. And then while that's going, let's do remote access. So, okay, remote access is on. Zima client enables seamless access to your essential data and applications anytime, anywhere. Your network ID is unique and critical to the security of your device. Please keep it confidential and avoid sharing it to untrusted individuals. So you all now have my remote ID. Oops. What are you going to do? I mean, this is all for tests, so it is what it is. So now, okay, let's do, what I'm going to do at this point is go off my Wi-Fi. Please enable Wi-Fi to ensure Zima is on the same network. Right. So we know that we're actively not on the same network. So we're going to sign out. Okay, so we have connect via remote ID. Okay. And then we're going to go grab this. I'm hacking you as we speak. Well, congratulations. You have access to my 10 favorite photos from stored on ZStore. Congrats. Okay, so let's copy this over. Connect. Allow. So it looks like it sets up a little VPN for you on your device. So it like pushed me over to here and looks like it set up a VPN. And then it's connecting. Okay, yeah. Okay, just gonna. Cool. Okay, so it's just a managed, it's just like a quick, easy VPN thing. Is Zima using a relay server or opening up a VPN? Seems like a VPN. Okay, yeah, that was fairly easy. Um, so basically, and I assume I can still access it, no problem. Uh, locally, the exact same way. There, like it hasn't closed off in some weird way. Yep. Okay. Cool. So this is on. This is my phone is not connected to Wi-Fi currently, right? And there it is. There's all my stuff. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, okay. So I can set up separate backups for when I'm on Wi-Fi versus over cloud or versus remote connection, which makes sense because I might like I may not want to do backups until I'm home. I kind of like that. Yeah. Okay. And then I can access the apps. Looks like this way. Now I haven't opened Image yet. Oh, come on. That is so nice. Huh. So I just have access to all my apps. Like like a little bit, you got to be kidding me. This is really good. Okay, so I'm signing up. And then we'll do this. All right, gotta go get my kids from school. See ya, everyone. See ya. Thank you for coming by. Catch you in the next one. Time zones. Okay, so we're just logging in. But I mean, tell me that's not amazing, right? Like, so I have no problem remote accessing any application hosted on my Zimaboard, right? Let's do a little boop. I mean, yeah, image is struggling a little bit. Okay, and so remember this? This is the future. It's feeling like it, isn't it? So over here, they sort of let you know, hey, if you're configuring image, you should do a little bit of work first. In the image server tab, map your album storage location in the volume section. So let's go ahead and do that. So if we go to image, we're gonna stop for now so that we can do some configuration. And then we're gonna go settings. And so we have volumes, data, app data, image, PG data. So that's the Postgres database. Um, and we want to go image server. Right. And Dixie, you were yelling at me about this last time. But this time I remembered. I remembered. Okay. So we've got volumes and this is you okay, so this is the notes are really good here. So Zima OS side, image side. So you know where the mapping is. Oh no, I'm just playing. Don't worry. No need to apologize. Uh So, slash data gallery, But we can instead move this. So, I mean, well, image has its own structure, which is wait. Okay, hold on. So we have data gallery image, right? Which matches user source app upload. But what we could do first, let's move this to ZStore, right? And then it's photos. Select media ZStore photos, maps here, save, and then we can launch it. And then when we do our backups, we can let's do this. Let's restart. When we do our backups, we can just back up to the image uploads folder and it'll automatically sort, right? Dixie, does that sound about right? I have no help to offer since I've never used a Zimaboard or image. Fair. Okay. Okay. Dixie, you remember last time I was like, oh, I don't know if image is really what I want to do. And I was like, maybe it's not serving the need and maybe it should be structured this way. And you were like, no, you idiot. This is the image rocks. And the whole time I was like, you're so right. You were so right. I was wrong. I accept it. I admit. I concede. This workflow rocks. I will definitely be documenting this, maybe putting it up in a blog because the Zima backup to image upload folder pipeline is the sauce. This is what I'm talking about. Holy cannoli. Like this right? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I just need to go grab more water, but I am very impressed. If this works the way that I want it to, and I really hope it does, then the Zima image pipeline is going to be awesome, and I will absolutely be doing a YouTube video on that. While we're here, let's go ahead and pull up my notes app because we're gonna go idea pots, and then we're gonna go. So we're gonna go Zima backup image pipeline for perfect image sorting and backing up of any mobile device in your family. Banger video. But I'm using Nextcloud and an external library personally. Whatever works for you. But yes, this is totally right, and you were definitely right. It's having a little trouble. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, wait. Hold on. I almost forgot. We need to do this, and then we need to do this. And then we go over here. All right, be right back. Okay, I I'm back. Okay. Um, what do we got? I think this is my first time seeing an ASCII aquarium. That is courtesy of Plus. We actually did. Plus and Sarah helped me. So there's this thing, ASCII aquarium, I think, right? Which you can just install, right? But we did a little bit of customization to make it to add the be right back sign. I forget where it was. Where does it? Because it's just a Perl script. So I think it's down. If I do like this, and where would I put that? It would be like user bin. No, you. Where does that part go? cd/user sbin. Can't be sbin. That wouldn't make sense. User share. Forget exactly the structure for these things. Because there's a specific place where you can. Is it opt? Did I just put it in opt? No. User. Because I wouldn't have put it in here. I would have put it in. Whatever. Doesn't matter. User local. Thank you. That's what I wanted. User local. Yes. And ASCII aquarium in there. So we can do a little sudo vim ASCII aquarium. Thank you, Plus. That would have been the right thing to do as well. So I think in here, somewhere I have be right. So I have this, and that basically adds the be right back sign. So it's cool. I haven't heard anyone mention Perl in years. Yeah, this is my first time writing any Perl whatsoever, and I did not write a lot of Perl. It was fun. It felt like Bash on steroids. Anyways, where were we? Oh, okay. Image is still struggling. So I'm gonna guess what that means is if it's struggling to launch, then it might be having a hard time with this. Um, export compose file. That's nice. So maybe we misconfigured, but the idea is right. Feels like I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, I took Christmas break. I just set up a new machine, so I've been looking at the command line and Linux Unix file systems more recently. Very nice. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? So it's definitely necessary to break out Emacs and modify the Perl scripts. That would be the correct way to handle it, right? Like if you're modifying Perl, you should probably do it through Emacs. I see OnlyOffice. Did you try it out? Just briefly. I don't use Office tools very often, but OnlyOffice did reach out, and it looks like a really good, um, looks like a really good tool. I would love to do a collaboration with them. I just haven't responded to their email in a while, even before Christmas. Yeah, I guess it's been a while. Welcome back, though. Hello, hello. Okay, so this is struggling. We're just gonna go ahead and uninstall, and then yeah, container image server is unhealthy. Nice. So it does eventually report. We're going to try image again and see how that goes. It was a social network movie quote. Was it really? I'm like, I quite liked the social network. It was like, I feel like David Fincher's least gruesome film. You didn't do it backwards? Maybe. Let's take a look. We'll see. One of my favorite, like in the early scenes, like towards the start of the movie, when they get Zuckerberg to say something along the lines of like, and a little bit of W get magic, like he's some sort of super hacker for using Waget to Waget some stuff off of some websites. Change on Zima side. Yes. So I put the change on the Zima side, which sounds to me correct, right? I think. Watched that movie hundreds of times. One of the only things I had on DVD growing up, so watched every night. I actually have the soundtrack on vinyl now. Nice. That's one of my cousin's favorite movies. It's like a for him it's like a comfort film. I quote, it makes me feel really smart when I watch it. I'm like, nice, dude. It was pretty good. Soundtrack done by Nine Inch Nails, dude. Whoa! Didn't Nine Inch Nails do like a Doom soundtrack or something, like one of the Doom games at some point? Okay. While we work on this, I'm gonna pop back over here and go to our streams. So what have we done so far? This backing up process was awesome. The remote access works like a dream. Um, Home Assistant seems to work really well. Home Assistant was one of the problems because USB pass through. It doesn't have. We don't have like a GUI feature for USB pass through on VMs. Um, and I want to use Home Assistant OS as a virtual machine instead. It was Quake. Okay, thanks. Cake Monitor. Is that one of those YouTube automatic names? I'm a sucker for the YouTube automatic names. I find them really funny. How is the remote access done? It looks like they set you up with a VPN. Let's do this. So oh, let's do this. I mean, I've shown my password. I've shown my password so many times at this point. It doesn't matter. What are you gonna do? Steal my phone physically? So if you're doing Zima client things in your iOS device, I don't have an Android handy. So this, and it just sets it up as a little VPN. Pretty sweet. Okay, back at it over here. So we're going to do this. Data gallery image, copy. So we're gonna go here. Settings, image server, and am I on the right thing? I am. And then here instead, so we've got image. Maybe image expects image. You know, it like expects this whole structure. You make an excellent point. I swear it was only for this. Only for this. Okay, so let's do create folder, image, submit, image, select, save. Okay, and then it looks like it relaunches. And so maybe what happens if we go over here, ZStore, I'm guessing the image container might be a little bit mad. Go media. Yes. If you go here, no, that's not what I'm looking for either. Where was it put? Huh. I'm not sure where it actually set the original. Interesting. Yeah, see, so when I change this, it seems to get into like a crash loop. And I'm wondering if it's because we don't have the appropriate file structure. So where was the original image? It was under app data image? No. It's not the right place. Documents, gallery? Oh, puts it under gallery. Wait a second. To have access over the web and not just look. Oh no, he's just trolling me. Don't worry. Because of the smartphone stuff, right? So it's kind of silly, like it's kind of funny to have a VPN on my phone to have access to these services on my smartphone, which I don't use for anything. But anyways, okay. So I think what's happening. First off, I love this. I love that Zima OS's config, like the default config, puts image in gallery. This is correct, right? This is what makes the most sense. So just a huge fan of that. The only problem I have with this is that Zima OS HD, like the default, like the hard drive inside the Zima board is tiny, right? Um, so that is somewhat unfortunate. I'm guessing, like, you almost wish like their Zima Cube came with a bunch of hard drives in it and with this configured naturally, or that you could like really easily extend gallery. Because this is exactly the experience that I want, but there's not enough storage. Oh, they're so close. This is much nicer than the Umbrella OS experience, I have to say. Um, okay, so then what I'm gonna do is take this and then go ZStore image, ZStore photos, no, ZStore image, paste 6 items. So now it has the correct structure. And I'm hoping what'll happen is that was what was blocking this, right? Because before it was gallery image, select, and that worked, right? Can you not just mount a volume over that folder? That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Oh, wait, maybe not. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. You're totally right. I could do that. Yes, I could. Um, yes, I could. Good, good idea. That would be a nice way to handle this. I have connected a USB 4 terabyte external drive. Ooh, nice idea. Okay, so migrate. Oh, wait, am I supposed to say migrate? So if I go ZStore image, select migrate? Oh, this is really cool. Volumes. Okay. So we can move gallery and downloads and documents and backup. So we can move data over. Oh, wow, that's pretty slick. Okay. I still want this to just work. And I'm curious why it's not. It's at slash data. Default is slash data slash gallery slash image. Huh. You can edit the tips. That's kind of cute. Cool. Cool. Nice one, Nathan. Is there something wrong? Like, I'm not sure what's going wrong here, why image refuses to open. But we're close. We're close to something really cool here. I wish I could avoid running image for the first time until I've done the configuration. Image settings updated. Maybe now it'll work? Image is struggling here. And I don't know. Oh, maybe. Okay, let's give it some time this time. Or not. Oh, I want to try peer drop. Peer drop. Okay, so I'm going to go from my remote or from my phone back onto Wi-Fi. And you don't want to just add a volume. Zima. See. So settings. I mean, I suppose I could. I mean, basically, I was just replacing the existing location of this volume, right? That was my goal. So this is upload, and instead of where it was initially, I'm just moving. Reset your settings. Okay. Where is the Where can I reset? Do they have? Oh, they have. Oh, wait, it's up. Okay, it's finally working. It just took a while. I'm just incredibly impatient. This is the problem. Always dark mode. Um, Storage template. Enable storage. When enabled, this feature will auto-organize files based on a user-defined template. Okay, we'll explore that later. Okay, great. So now we have files. Okay, great. So this makes sense, right? We've done the right thing. I just needed to be more patient. So now we can go back to the test bench. And what I want to do here, we might have to set up images, auto scanning stuff, but let's go ahead and get Zima. And let's sign out and go over Wi-Fi. Weird. Ah, oh, my camera ran out of batteries. How much time we got? We got 40 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna do this quickly and see if it works. I'm gonna select favorites, and this time I'm gonna move it to ZStore, image, upload. Select the current folder. Start backup. So let's move this. So, for context, yeah, that's useless. Okay, whatever. I'm skeptical. Words. I'm skeptical, but I really hope it works the way you want it. I'm skeptical too, but could you imagine if it works the way that I wanted? Now that'd be something. Okay. All right, so it's backed up. And so we're going to go back here. And in files, we go ZStore image, upload. My files are here. Awesome. Now, if we go to image, we open image. I think I just have to make it scan. Account settings. App settings, maybe. Count usage, no. There's got to be like a way to scan, right? To like force a new scan. I forget how to do this. Oh, administration, settings, job settings. That's probably a very reasonable way to do this. Okay, so you can scan external libraries, migrate, transcode videos. Oh, cool. Face detection, duplicate detection. Nice. Okay, so it might be the external libraries route. So maybe it's this path. Oh, so I would have to make a volume, mounting the thing, set that as an external library, and then set up a job to scan. That's probably the most reasonable way to do it. Yeah. That's probably the way, right? Okay, but out of curiosity, let's say I restart this app. Was wanting to replace iCloud photos with image, but the backup process is a nightmare to get me started. Ended up just using image for my actual camera's photos. Ooh. Yeah, that's basically like the kind of issue I'm looking at, right? Like, how do we make this really easy? Um, and I think Zima is helping. Okay. So it does not seem to have picked up the files in upload. That's not gonna work, Nathan. Come on now. User brain. Okay, so this, like the Zima centric approach, does not work, I think, because of the way image works. Um, that's the way I've done it, and I tried to tell you about it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay, so Let's do that. Let's do that real quick. So we go image, we go settings, we go image server, and then we're going to add a new one. Does it matter where you mount it here? Probably not much. So we can do media. Well, we'll just do this. So we'll go ZStore photos select. Okay, and then we'll just do user source app, and then we'll create here's user source app external. Let's call it and see how that works. And see how that works. And then, yeah, I've never actually used the image app on my phone. Let's give that a shot. But I think just the regular backing up of everything, image or not, is gonna have add volume, and then external library works like a charm. I just want image to read my files and not screw anything up. That seems sensible. That seems sensible. Okay. I mean, if I can use image directly, that's an interesting choice too. But I do like, I mean, Zima also has a client for macOS and Windows, which is pretty sweet. Server endpoint. True. All right. I'm gonna this time be patient. Control Shift R. macOS clients kind of meh. Ah, okay, good to know. I'll explore it. We'll see. I think it's done, just not showing it. Oh, take a look. Ah, huh. Okay. So it's just a little Zima glitch, I guess. Next. Nice. Okay. Your app major version is not compatible with the server. Huh? Oh, image just works directly. I don't need Zima for this. I don't need like Zima's specific backup features to do this. Oh. Which is what Kyle was saying. Not to say that the Zima backup feature isn't useful. This thing rocks. But yes, this makes sense. Speed cloud. I love that you can you can like include cloud options. This is nice. Okay, so your image server is a very old release. Weird that they would choose a very old release. Tag. Because, okay, so what version did I get? When I went to the App Store, let's take a look. Um, I went to image, I chose gallery, um, developer Alex Tran, and then if we look like at Big Bear Casa, version 2.4.1 versus mine, which is version holy crap. I just back up image photos through Unify NAS to Backblaze. That's a good idea. Nice. I haven't ever played with Backblaze. I've heard good things about this being like a good way to handle cloud storage. Oh, S3 compatible API. Hmm. But image backs up in some weird way that I don't understand. That's why I'm using it a different way. Okay. Okay, so I'll play around with my solution, but there's definitely a video idea here for helping people learn how to back up their stuff better. Okay, cool. Cloud storage built better. How much does this stuff cost? Always hot, S3 compatible object storage. Online backups for Macs and PCs. Highest throughput object storage. Okay, cloud storage. I just want my photos and videos as a normal file. Agreed. I pay pennies on the dollar for like 100 GB a month. That's pretty sweet. Okay. I wonder if Zima has like a Backblaze thing. Because we can do backup, select a source, and then we can say like Zima storage gallery, let's say. And then I can do cloud. Okay. So it only has these cloud options, unfortunately. I wonder how one might make this really easy though. Yeah, a proper image backup involves index database dumps and such, more than just flat files. Okay, so I do think the external, once again, Dixie has been correct the entire time. So let's go back here. Okay, so at this point we've got this correct. And what we need to do is go into administration, external libraries, and we're going to edit import paths. Oh, yes, edit, no paths added, add. And we just did slash user slash source slash apps slash, what did we call it? Let's go over here. We called it external. It's a good name for it. Good job, Nathan. Save. And then let's go, oh, no, save. Let's go scan. Backblaze has good encryption too, which is great. Okay, haven't looked into Backblaze. I've been setting up Nextcloud lately. I'll have to look at Backblaze. Cool. All right, awesome. That works super duper well. This is me at my graduation with my friend Chris, by the way. All right. I love this. This is fantastic. Okay. Let's go. Wow. Okay. So that is what we in the game call phenomenal. And I just want to point out, right? Like earlier in the discussion, somebody was asking, like, is the Zimaboard good hardware? We're running image, we're running image, and we're running a VM that runs Home Assistant OS. We're at 5% of CPU and only 30% of RAM on a 16 GB device. So we've got, and image is a bit of a hog because of the machine learning stuff. This is really, really good. Oh, sorry, we're not just running, we're also running only Office. And oh, and we haven't tried the peer drop thing yet. Okay, access the following device with another device. Drop files to another device anytime, anywhere. Can I do that from my phone? Because if I can do like this drop thing from the phone, that'd be really quite nice. I mean, I suppose I don't have to because I mean I can just use the shared files from now on, which is also awesome. I wonder how Nextcloud would change performance, but just when you add the photos, then it doesn't use barely any power. Nice. Okay. Okay. So peer drop. Okay. Peer drop is relatively new. Drops files to another device anytime, anywhere. Local area network access. So I think this is mostly, you know what? we'll do this as the last thing before I close up stream. I'll install the Zima client and see if this works. Just when you add the photo. Okay, yeah. Okay, so um, I've got my laptop here. Oh right, battery died on that. Okay, so we're just gonna plow through this and not worry about it too much. I'll if it's like super duper cool and I'm super impressed, then I'll share this. Ah, it's probably not here. Okay, I encrypt with Cryptomator before sending to Nextcloud. It's nice having the ability to encrypt on my end because I could privately put files on something like Google Drive. Right. Yes, that makes sense. Having Nextcloud and OnlyOffice seems weird to me. Yeah, I'm not intentionally running both. I just have them installed to see. There we go. Zima client for desktop. Any type looks cool. Didn't look insanely better than Obsidian to justify a switch, but have seen it a few times now. Yeah, I'm using it because when it comes to like my note taking for ideation and creative stuff, I just like a little bit more flexibility in like the presentation than Markdown. Um, which I know sounds maybe a little bit weird coming from me, but it just helps me think. So the Notion like interface was really nice. So I'm trying out the Zima client right now, um, just to test a few things. I mean, at the very least, the client it looks slick. Oh, cool! It automatically pins the Zima OS folders um, to Finder, which is a nice touch. Hmm. Also, Obsidian has Vim bindings. Yes, yes, I remember that. Okay, this rocks. So in Finder, I just have Zima now, and the Zima client. I can do peer drop. Okay, let's do peer drop. Cool. All right, let's take a look over here. So we can do this from this, and we'll go peer drop. Oops, peer drop. Okay, it doesn't seem to be fine or seeing my MacBook properly. I'm getting a connection lost retry uh, repeatedly, which is not ideal. But it does seem like this is. Oh, there we go. It just was glitchy the first time. Okay, cool. So now I can just go. I don't know why I have three Linux Chromes. Is this open elsewhere? It is. It's open a bunch elsewhere. Okay, let's pop this over here. Close this. We can close this. So now we have this, and I can go ahead and. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to try like a big file transfer, but I also don't. Okay, let's just move this thumbnail. See, what does this appear like? I don't know what the UX is. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened. I clicked it. I don't know where it went. That UX might need a little bit of work before it's real good, but at least it's an idea that's being worked on. I may I don't know. I'm feeling this. Okay. So we're gonna wrap up today, but let's wrap up with some thoughts, and then make sure that I'm in focus on the camera. So some thoughts as we wrap up. I'm thoroughly impressed with Zima. Um, the hardware is great. I mean, give me an N150 processor and I'm a happy camper. Um, the Zima OS experience is fantastic. That's really good stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm really thinking that I'm gonna have separate my home lab from my self-hosting. So for those of you who watched the Umbrella OS video, you know that I like separate the concepts of self-hosting and home labbing. Home labbing is for learning. Self-hosting is for having reliable running services. Um, and I'm thinking Zima might be the way that I just go for hosting my services because of the integrations with like Mac OS and iOS and mobile devices. That backup feature is going to be so useful for like my home, right? Myself and my girlfriend. Um, the remote connection stuff is super easy. Of course, Tailscale is just as easy, but it's just one more thing that I don't have to think about. I don't have to have a Tailscale account. I just use Zima and it works. Um, I like the devices. I like the connectivity of the devices. I don't know how clustering works, if they do clustering. Um, Having played with this, I think my ideal like self-hosting in a box solution is probably just like the Zima Cube. I think a little bit more work on their end for toward like making image just work and a couple of like core self-hosted apps like just work really really well with their specific hardware so that like I don't have to add like if they do their Docker Compose, right? um, and maybe do a little bit of like customization on the image side, which I know is a big ask. So this is just me having fun thinking about what would be amazing, not like they should do this or else. No. But if they had a little bit of customization on the image so that an external library was automatically configured so that you could do your backup stuff, that would be magic, right? I would love to see just like install self-host package, right? And it just installs image and Jellyfin and some other combination of things, maybe only Office or some other stuff like that. And boom, you're just good to go. But this is as close to that as I've seen so far. So I'm really I'm really I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. I think this might be the route that I go. Because honestly, if I just get two hard drives, two like reasonably sized hard drives, right? Maybe like a pair of 12 terabytes, right? Plug that into my Zima. That's actually what I need. That would actually serve my purposes. Instead of all of this hardware that I've got. Like I've got this i7 mini PC, which admittedly I bought with the express purpose of setting up a Kate's cluster, right? So I needed all those cores, and the room for experimentation has been really valuable. So I'm not there. There's no loss there. The NAS that I've got is an N100 based NAS with 4 bays. Um, that would be a perfectly reasonable device to install Zima OS on, and I think I'd be a pretty happy camper with that. But that's my Debian NAS. That's where I'm learning the Debian things. But like, yeah, this would be really nice. I need to play around with I need to play around with Samba for file like fast file transfer because over NFS, I've had no problems editing over my network, but I've never edited over the network via Samba or SMB, and I don't know what the speeds are like. But if I can edit over the network, then I'm a very happy guy. So this could work really well. What do we got? Automatic Samba shares. I'm not familiar with the concept. I've been meaning to sit down and make a state type note of my home lab since watching your note video. Really good idea to remember how things are hooked up. Agreed. Local send. And now you love image. Proud of you. Yes, I do. This was really good. I think what would be a cool is if this year my home lab goal is to move as much off of the cloud as possible. So I want to self-host as many things as I can, and also try to convince my girlfriend to do it too, and see if we can make that work, just as a bit of an experiment. And so what I think I might do is run that with Zima first, and then set up like a Docker Compose configuration, like manually. And then at the end of the year, I would love to do like a comparison of like, here's how much work it took for me to do Docker Compose all the way through, like just for everything, including all of the features, like have a design doc of like Desiderata and all of that kind of stuff. And then here's what I did to get it working in Zima. Here's what I did to get it working as a Docker Compose stack. I think that'd be really cool. Was that Auto SMB? How about the Cha-Cha? No, I meant that Zima was showing up in Finder. Oh, yes, Auto SMB. I guess so. That was pretty sweet. Okay, gang. That was awesome. That was a great stream. I had a lot of fun. I hope you all did too. I know I was kind of rambling a bit, but I'm always kind of rambling a bit, aren't I? So, okay, that's the deal. All right, everyone. I will catch you next week. Same deal, same thing. I will be doing my Zima OS like YouTube video, I think at the end of the month. That's what I'm aiming for at this point. I'm wondering how well Zima handles media playing. I've been looking for something lightweight that can be used as a Jellyfin server. Oh, I'm sure. I'm like an N150 will handle multiple 4K streams transcoded on Jellyfin. Like I've tested it with an N100, no problem. The N150 is gonna smoke that, so no problem there. Can I actually do video playback? One last thing. Let's check this. Can I just play videos? Okay, so I can open images in Zima's like thing. I don't think I. Oh, maybe. Do I have any videos in here? Looks like Zima hasn't generated thumbnails yet. Do I have videos in here? Have a good week. Thank you, thank you. Hold on, I'm testing one last thing. I want to see if I can upload a video. Oh, import, great. So if I go, let's pop you over here. Sorry, one last thing. Let's go YouTube. We're gonna go just grab a clip, really short one, and I just want to see if it plays. Can it play just .mov in the browser? Okay, it looks like it has a player. But it is struggling with this particular file. Maybe it's because of the browser. Not sure exactly. It let me even see MKV movies from the files. Okay, so maybe it's just this .mov. But they do have a built-in player, so that's pretty sweet. Okay, that's the game plan. That's the video. That's the stream. Thank you all for hanging out. This was really fun. I'll catch you next week. And I'm hoping I should have a video out on Monday, and that's going to be demifying the smartphone should be the goal. And then the week after that, we're going to be going over the Sleek phone. Let's do this. Let's do this over here. We're going to be doing the Sleek phone the week after, because I want to do a comparison, kind of saying like, hey, here you can dumbify your phone, sure, but there are things that you can't do with a regular smartphone, and Sleek lets you do that, which really I think will have a positive impact on doom scrolling.